Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from The Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2014. In 2 weeks and beyond, I am Ryan. With me always is
Brad
and
James.
Fuckface.
Oh, you made it sound like I said fuckface.
I know, that's awesome. How's everybody doing this week, guys?
Talented. Good.
What?
How you doing this week, Brad?
I'm all over the map.
I'm trying to help. I want it to be natural. I want us to just have a conversation. Ease people into our podcast. Every week we go see a new movie, and I want them to know that we're normal people. This week the movie we saw was A Million Ways to Die in the West. So how you doing, Brad?
I'm struggling to keep up. I got a million things to do to get ready for Denver Comic Con right now.
Like die a million times?
Oh,
Ooh.
Look at this witty guy.
Wow.
Oh,
Yowza.
yeah.
James, how are you this week? You were in Canada.
All week. Yeah, I was in Canada.
Was everybody nice up there? Or are the rumors true?
They were pretty nice. Vancouver is a very diverse city. Like going from Denver, where everybody's white, to a place where not everybody is white. It was
I saw
interesting.
Careful.
No.
What?
No, I saw a diverse group of people outside
one of
your
them.
apartment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're around. I'm just saying, like, that town, like, there's a lot of people there. It's big, too.
Yeah, Vancouver's
It's
pretty.
It's really big. Yeah, it was really cool to be there. So, yeah.
A little more mellow than your last trip.
Yes.
Good.
A little
You
bit
look a little
mellow
more
than last
awake this time than your last
than after
one.
the last one took it out of me. Being in New Orleans for a week is not recommended. For
And it's
anyone.
hot and sticky in New Orleans. That
Oh,
sucks.
it's super gross. Yeah, because like it's humid in Vancouver, but it's not like killer humid. Like it's pleasant.
And you know how like New Orleans has a funk to it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Like-
They stand
Like a
in
stench?
garbage.
Yeah.
There's
I don't know. I
garbage
haven't been there.
in the streets.
Yeah.
They just put their garbage on the curbs in the streets.
And on Bourbon
And it
Street, it
cooks in the
seems like you
hot
could
sun.
take
Yeah.
like a scraper, like a paint scraper, and just scrape off layers of filth.
Yeah, you could, but you wouldn't want to.
It's cum. Just Mardi Gras cum.
It is.
Aw.
All
It's
over.
really festive though. There's lots of confetti and stuff in it, and
Oh.
you know what? Hey, have fun. Finally, the Blu-ray
Mommy,
release
look
of
at the
Johnny Knoxville's The
sparklies.
Ringer.
What?
Ryan was just noticing that they're releasing The Ringer on Blu-ray this week.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoilers. For what we do, we also talk about comic books you should be reading, movies we watched this week, box office numbers, real news. Hey, do you guys, I know, Brad, you don't care very much, but because you haven't played The Last of Us,
Oh.
did you see the video of the girl asking the lady who plays Ellie about things, and it made the girl who played Ellie cry? It was
No.
awesome.
Oh my goodness, that sounds good.
Awesome in the fact that it was really heart,
Yeah.
touching and stuff. It was great. She was talking about, how Ellie and what's the other girl's, Riley, share that thing. And then she said if I would have known that earlier, it would have been easier for me to come out because that's how much it meant to me. And so it's really cool. And it made the actress cry. It's a really sweet little video. You should check it out.
That's really cool.
It's trending right now. But yeah. Anyways, we also play video games. Have you guys played Mario Kart 8 yet? Fuck.
No.
It came out yesterday.
It's awesome. Yeah, and I played it as soon as I got home at 6, and I played it till like midnight.
Yeah, but I would have had to
Well, with
buy
the break for a movie and taking my wife to dinner in between.
Yeah. If I was making a DVD for us, I probably would have time to do it like you.
Yep, you should be cool like me.
I would have had to go out and buy a Wii U for that. So.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
The tracks
I
are
have
like
it you already. It's awesome.
the tracks are seriously vertical, so it's like you're on a roller coaster.
Well,
and
that's cool.
my favorite course so far that I've raced on is called Shy Guy Falls, and you go up like waterfalls and underwater, dude. It's badass.
Are there at least new maps this time? Because that's why
Yeah.
I hated the last one.
It's
the
a
Wii one.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. What's really cool is they have 16 original courses, then they have 16 old school courses. But the old school courses they update to have the like 3D vertical stuff, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. And it's beautiful. The game is gorgeous.
Cool.
So pick up Mario Kart 8. But
If we had a video game segment, that would be your recommendation.
that'd be my recommendation.
If we were a video game podcast.
Hey, we can talk about whatever we want, guys. This is our podcast.
Yeah.
In under an hour, though, because we got to go.
I don't care.
You don't care about your job right now?
What are they going to fire me for coming in not being there on a day I have off? Fuck them. Anyways, let's start the show. I would start it with fan mail, but nobody fucking likes us. Did you guys see that someone unliked us this week on Facebook?
You
What?
can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
just
didn't
noticed by the number, or do you
well,
know who it was?
Or they
I don't
sent
know
us
who
like
it
a
was.
mean
There's also.
letter.
Have you guys seen the charts and everything on it now?
No.
No.
Oh, it's pretty badass. Brad, you can do it. You have an iPhone. On your iPhone, you can select like your insights, and it'll tell you. Well, we went from 401 to 400. I don't know who disliked us, but
Oh,
Wow.
I was gonna
That's-
say who fucking
that's-
did it.
that's cold
We'll hunt
blooded.
them down.
What jerks?
It's
Make them
probably
feel
my
bad
mom.
about it. Yeah.
My mom's like, I don't like how you boys talk about. Anyways,
What if it's a profile like that person died and like their family deleted their
why would you
profile?
say that, Brad? You are a piece of
So
shit.
horrible.
Just thinking of outside the box.
Someone's like, I'm so sad. My daughter died. I'm going to unlike Real Nerds podcast because of it. I'm so racked with grief. I'm going to unlike all her things.
Or just delete their profile.
I just feel
So they can't get-
depressed now.
Would
Yeah.
you, if you delete a profile, it would make you unlike things? Maybe. I
Probably,
guess.
yeah.
I don't know.
How can you like things if you don't exist?
But if they're still alive and they did it just because they don't like the show anymore, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck you. Well, they wouldn't hear us anyway, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. They just announced some Doctor Who people for Denver Comic Con, too.
Yeah.
That chick's really pretty. Maybe I should watch Doctor Who. No, wait a minute. Doctor Who is horrible. Time to start the show!
They're the worst.
And this is a stuff, because I already spoiled it, that's coming out on Blu-ray next week.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Lone Survivor is the big one, so this is your chance to go watch that movie if you didn't see it in theaters. I think it would. I think it would work on a DVD as well.
The only hit
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch's had where he bombed.
Oh fuck!
Boom!
I didn't see it.
Boom.
I'll assume he did that in the movie.
He
that's
died horribly.
horrible. RoboCop, the remake of RoboCop.
Is that one you're going to purchase, Brad? I know you're a big RoboCop fan.
I don't know. I did like it.
Yeah.
Are they
But-
releasing like an R-rated version of it?
Shoot that.
Yeah, I'm almost.
I
I might hold out just because it's such a standard release that it seems like one of those movies where they would have like a special extended edition.
Yeah, but also
Yeah,
was it big enough where they're going to release another version of it?
mean,
what
the
would
box,
it make? Like 60 mil?
Well, they're not making a sequel, I don't think. So
the box looks nice, but yeah, it doesn't say anything about extended versions.
yeah.
Son of God, that re-release of the TV show.
Oh, we can just stream the Bible
yeah, you could
on
just
Amazon
watch the
Prime.
Bible, and you'd actually have more of the film. But yeah, Attack on Titan, Part 1, which is I believe it's an anime that was very popular and was doing the sort of indie circuit for a while. The entire season of Breaking Bad is getting a re-release in a cool little box set this week.
Yep.
The final is it the final season of True Blood? It's the 6th season.
I
Is
think
that show
they're-
canceled yet?
I think they're shooting the final season. I
Okay.
don't watch it. I don't know.
6th season of True Blood this week.
I told you the only part of that I've ever seen, and I've seen like 3 clips from it.
Yeah.
And it's always when I was going to Laura's apartment when she was in college, and as they were drinking some like juice thing, and it'd make them like fuck really fast.
Yeah.
And it's always like some people behind like this house, and it's always the same part. I've seen that scene 3 times, and I've never sat down and watched an episode of True Blood.
Yeah, I like the first couple of seasons of that show. I think they're really strong. But I sort of dropped off after there became like there were fairies and shit, and it got weird. Anyway,
That's
and
not a
then-
nice way to talk about San Franciscoans.
No. That's not what I was
Basketball
saying at all.
joke there, guys. Basketball.
James, such a homophobe.
Yeah, and then the very last thing is the 3rd season of The Killing, which fuck, how is that show still around?
I think there's a 4th season too.
I
Somewhere.
know. It just keeps on trucking.
Can't kill it.
It currently has only 1 review on Amazon, and it's 1 star. But that's this week.
Nice. Some stuff's happening in the world of cinema. We call this segment Real News.
It's real news.
I was in Canada, so I missed some things, I'm sure. But there were a couple of interesting things that happened this week, for sure. The biggest one, I think it's the biggest thing, is that Thanos got cast, and it's Josh Brolin, who has the chin for that role.
Is he actually... Is he... I guess he'd just be CGI'd, right? I mean, I guess he'd be like a Hulk kind of
No.
thing where he'd be on set, but he'd have all those blue dots all over him. And
I don't know. I think, like from what we saw at the end of the one, I think you could do it in makeup and just like
yeah, I mean, it'd
you
be
know,
good.
You'd
But
you'd make him
Thanos
bigger
is,
and
I think,
and-
8 feet tall.
Right, exactly. So you'd have to he'd have to be CG'd in, but like his face could actually be Josh Brolin's face.
Here's some Marvel trivia for you guys too.
Yeah.
Loki is actually 7 feet tall, according to the Marvel official handbook.
Really
I don't think Tom Hiddleston's that tall.
interesting. Is Thor also 8 feet tall?
No, Thor. I forget. I'd have to look it up.
Man.
Well, Loki is a frost giant, so that makes sense.
That is correct, sir.
There's also there's some rumors about weird remakes going on that I just want to talk about because I think they are hilarious. And tell us something. I've read this when I got back from Vancouver and was pretty sure that we'd like flown through the Twilight Zone because not only are they talking about remaking Cliffhanger, but in talking about his sequels for Independence Day, Roland Emmerich is also talking about remaking Stargate, a movie he made.
Is Kurt Russell coming back? Is he going to come through the Stargate?
Based on how long it's taken him to make Independence Day 2 and 3, which he's been talking about since Independence Day, I have a feeling we're probably never actually going to see a remake of Stargate.
I think we're not going to see it too because no one gives a shit.
Dude,
They made like 3 TV series.
I'm
They're
saying,
all
but
garbage.
but who cares now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think Stargate's really cool. I really like the original. I would love for somebody to make another Stargate film, but not like a remake of Stargate. Like, because I never really liked the way they went with, it's that sort of very episodic version that they have of in the TV show. I never cared much for that, but I don't know. I like the idea. I think it's cool. I just don't like how does a director remake it? Has that ever happened before, where a director has remade their own movie? I mean, Evil Dead. It's not even really. It's not even really.
See that,
but like things like that are the closest you ever get.
A big misconception of Evil Dead 2 is people think it's a remake.
Right.
It's actually they couldn't get the footage from the first one, so they retold the first one in like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then took it up from there.
Right. I'm just saying like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be cool to have somebody remake their own movie and see if it were any different than the first one. But anyway, I think that's news. Unless I missed something. Did I miss something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then that's news.
Yay. This is the stuff we watched this week.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
A couple things.
Cool.
Zoolander.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
That's what I said. And it was on Netflix, so I watched it. And I remember I saw it in the theater, and that was kind of the end of it. I was like, oh, that's funny. And it's pretty much true the second time around. It seems like a big Ben Stiller inside joke for the most part. Yeah, it's funny parts, but overall I wasn't like, oh man, I missed that.
I remember it has
14
some
years
really
later.
bizarre humor. It's really pigeonholed in a certain thing, and you're right, I guess inside Ben Stiller joke.
Yeah.
Where it's
very much his humor. Like I'm sure then, like he hadn't had a bunch of movies, but now that he's had a bunch of movies since then, and like in his style, like you see like a similar pattern of things, and yeah, it was all right. And then I also watched The Terminal because that finally came to me on Blu-ray.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a movie like I own already on DVD and watched many times, and on Blu-ray, like the colors are so saturated in that movie. Like there's these whole scenes of like where everything's yellow. I don't remember that from
in
the
a good
DVD
way or
and
a bad way.
To me, it seems like someone didn't white balance on my TV when I watched it. But I was like, oh no, it's. I get the style. It's supposed to be a warmer scene and everything. Because I was watching, I think one of the featurettes where they're talking like
I was just gonna say
Janusz Kaminski. Like they wanted to start the movie with like stark and white, like. And then as he settles into living into the terminal, like things get brighter and better. But just compared to like my memory of the DVD and the film, like in the theater, like I don't remember it being that yellow in some scenes. But and yeah, just such a great like. There's I didn't take any notes or anything, but I just overall some of the lines and like their double meanings about.
I really like how intimate the movie is.
Yeah.
For a movie that kind of feels like it's big because it's in an airport, it's very small. I don't know if that makes any sense. But.
And Tom Hanks' performance, like all the, I don't know, nuances and like little gags of things he encounters along the way is just charming and And again, like the only downside is like Catherine Zeta-Jones, not her acting or herself, but just her character
Just her.
is such a pain in the ass to watch.
Yeah.
But that's real life for some people. Sounds vague if you haven't seen the movie. But anyway, just a great movie, great music, great performances, just one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
It's fantastic.
And other than that, just Mr. Show. Started watching Mr. Show again.
I love popping those in every once in a
Yeah.
while. Just
But those are only on DVD, so I'm just like, come on, HBO,
Yeah.
give me some Blu-rays of this.
I don't
But
know.
they probably won't.
Yeah, is it big enough for them to re-release it on Blu-ray?
Yeah, and like the first season, is almost like public access TV
Yeah.
like quality. So I don't know how much better they could make it. But yeah, it could be a little sharper, I guess. But yeah, that's a fun show.
Yep.
Yeah, very creative. And that's it for me.
James,
Cool. I didn't watch much because I was in Vancouver. But
they don't
I did
get TV up there.
They do, and it's weird though. So like one night I was going to bed and I was slipping around and there was some Garfield and Friends on because there's like a channel called Teletoons that was just showing old cartoons.
Sweet.
Which the first night was awesome because they were showing Inspector Gadget, which I adore, and then the next night they're showing Garfield and Friends, and I was like, I watched the end of some episode and I was like, this voices sound weird in this. Like they sort of sounded like the actors, but like something was just off about it. And then what I realized is all the music's different. So different that the intro song is not the actual like Garfield song. It was like this real, sort of lounge music-y song about friends and very sort of not lounge music, but like Randy Newman-esque.
Mellower music.
No, like a Randy Newman-esque, like,
Trying to eat some pizza.
yeah, no, like just this weird
it's
friends
lasagna.
about like
Lasagna.
song about like what friends are for and all that. And I was like, this is not
Maybe
Garfield.
you got a friend in me?
Right, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it was weird. But what did happen last week is that the second season of Hannibal ended. And I don't want to talk too much about it because I know that Ryan is waiting until I buy Blu-rays so that he can finally watch this season, which is probably really good because every time a season of the show ends, I tend to look back at it, be somewhat puzzled, and then when the Blu-ray comes in, I watch it straight through and go like, "Oh man, this thing is fucking brilliant." And I still feel that way. This was one where they pulled out some crazy shit at the end of this season, things that I was not expecting. Things that nobody, because I've talked to other people about this show and nobody was expecting this. It's pretty crazy. It's really, really good they didn't get canceled though. Because assuming that this ending was like already filmed or they were already working on it and that there wasn't an alternative ending for them, if they had ended the show this way, I would have been absolutely furious. Because there's like, there are people, I don't know if they're dead or alive, they're important people, I don't know what's going on, I don't know where people are, like it is a hell of a cliffhanger. But I really love this season. They, I think I talked last week about the fact that they told the story of Mason Verger from Hannibal, which was different, but also just a really cool, chilling story. And they're setting up some badass like other villains other than Hannibal in that show. So I'm really excited about where they could take it, especially now because I feel like if things shake out the way I think they're going to shake out, they're going to sort of reset the status quo in some ways that will allow them to free the show up to not be tied down to just being for people who really like Hannibal Lecter and the relationships that these characters have with Hannibal Lecter. You could just introduce like other crazy fucking people and have those people sort of be the arch for the season.
Was it the same length as the first season, 10 episodes?
Yeah, 10 or 11 or 12, something like that. I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, it's a short season.
I love the title cards for it.
Yeah.
They're like really simple, but they're really cool.
Yeah. Very chilling and cool.
And the music.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give too much away. I just think that they set themselves up so that show can change and be something different, so that if you haven't watched it before, you could theoretically, I think, maybe jump in at that point. I'm not saying for sure. Who knows what the first episode of the next season actually looks like? I just think it's cool that they're gonna hopefully make Hannibal into a slightly different character than what he has been for these first 2 seasons. So that's cool. That's really cool.
I think you could probably jump in on any episode in that series from the first season, except for like the last 3 where they really kind of like link together.
Yes.
But the other ones are really standalone stories. So
Yeah, I mean, this season is less likely, because part of why that was true in the first season is that each episode you'd have some kind of a mystery, and then there would just be little things that would cue you into the fact that Will was going crazy. And then this season, there are pretty big mystery pieces that they are always dealing with. So I think the second season is a little bit harder to do that. But the story they ended up telling is pretty cool. Not what I was expecting. A lot of cool twists and turns, especially near the end.
cool.
So definitely worth checking out.
I can't wait till you buy it and I can borrow it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Cool. So that's all I saw.
Wow.
I know.
Light week for the nerds.
Yeah.
I saw a few things. Stay tuned to realnerdspodcast.com. I'm actually going to post a written review of the complete Chucky.
Oh, cool.
You know, I really wanted the Blu-ray set, and I held out for a really long time because it was $70. I'm like, God, it has to go down, right? And so on Friday on Amazon, it was on sale for $27. I'm like, fuck it, it's 6 movies, $27.
Yeah.
Might as well do it. And they're fun. I'd say the first one and the last one are the strongest ones. 2 and 3 are pretty good too. 3 not so much, but I just laugh because I posted every time Chucky flips somebody off. I just laugh. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because he has like those little midget hands, and the Bride of Chucky is actually not too bad. Seed of Chucky is definitely the worst one.
Yeah.
They're just fun. Whatever. It's about a killer doll
Right.
who says funny shit.
Who should be really easy to defeat, but somehow isn't.
Well, he always sneaks. But that's why I think the first one's so effective. They kind of made it more like a thriller.
Yeah.
Where Chucky would be sneaking around all the time.
Yeah.
And they went back to that in the last one, where it's not so much where he's pulls out a knife and he goes, I don't know,
I'm gonna get you,
yeah,
bitch, and
I'm
then
gonna
like chases
fucking
you.
kill you, you fucking bitch. He doesn't really do that in the first and the last one. He does a little bit, but it's more of like stalking. And
Yeah.
one of my favorite scenes in The Curse of Chucky, which just came out, is he puts rat poison in someone's chili that's everybody's eating around a table, and so they're all eating it. You don't know who got poisoned, and it's kind of a cool little scene. So yeah, it was fun. I also got the complete Friends on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
Which I've really wanted for a long time. Again, it's a super expensive set.
Yeah.
And so I kept on waiting until it dropped on price, and it finally went down to like I think I got it for $120 or $119, something like that, some weird price on Amazon. And it comes in this beautiful hardcover book, and it comes in like a case too. So like you have to open up the case and you pull the book out. And what was really cool is, I didn't know this. I read the book that came with it, and the creators of the show went back to the 35mm negatives, and they made the show. It's now widescreen, and so it takes up my whole TV. And I'm sure it's cropped. It doesn't look cropped at all, and the show looks wonderful. I mean, I'm just watching the first season right now, and it's 20 years old. I cannot believe that show's 20 years old. And it looks great. All the colors are so vibrant. And one of the things Brad was talking about, how he got Dick Van Dyke on Blu-ray. You can see so many textures now.
Yeah.
Like the sofas in the coffee shop have like rips in them, and just so much more clear. And I love Blu-ray, and I love high definition, going back and rediscovering shows that looked good at the time, but now that you see them Blu-ray, I could never go back, I think, and watch it in standard def, because it just looks so freaking amazing. I watched a couple other things. I watched Star Trek II again, The Wrath of Khan, which originally was just Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. I read that the other day. And it's weird because it's now actually like crept in, I think, my top 50 movies.
Really?
And I never thought I'd really like Star Trek. But there's something about this movie that is just so fun. And I think Khan is such a great villain. I mean, a lot of his lines, he's, spouting Shakespeare or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's something so scary about him. And, when you see him in stills or something, he looks dorky.
Yeah.
But there's something that's really terrifying about who he is.
Right.
And his, when they first run into him, and by the way, my least favorite character in the Star Trek series is Chekhov. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
There's just something about him. I'm just like, dude, you suck.
Yeah.
I really wish
You
he
should
was the
say
one.
that to Walter Koenig at the con this year.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. I kind of wish he was the guy who was like who shot himself instead of
Paul Winfield.
instead of Paul Winfield. But there's just moments in that movie that I love when Bones brings Kirk his birthday gift, and there's this. I don't know. You'd have to really see it to appreciate the movie and how cool it is, and
I think it holds up really well.
oh
yeah.
yeah. I mean, the performances are awesome, and
Yeah.
on Blu-ray, the battles and the ships look so great.
Yeah.
I think there's only a couple times where you see the black lines around the ships and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, because it has a stigma about it, the Star Trek series, about that it's too nerdy even for nerds. Only like super big nerds will watch it. But you're really missing out on some great films. I don't know. I haven't seen The Search of Spock yet. We'll see. I try to watch more, but I got distracted this week with meetings.
I'm excited for you to see The Search of Spock. That one's interesting.
I'm going to try to watch the rest of them this week.
Yeah.
After today, I don't have anything to do this weekend, and my wife works.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to watch 4 of them.
Cool.
And so I'll open this. Do you think, guys, I could get the Next Generation movies and go right into them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to have.
Especially if you watch Generations.
Yeah.
I've
go
watched
through
a
them.
few episodes.
Go
but-
through them in order, so don't do like you did with the originals, where
Mhm.
you sort of like start with the best ones. Like I would say, go through them in order because they will walk you through those characters a little bit better.
And Generations is almost like like an episode of the show
Yeah,
Okay.
with a bigger budget. So
yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
So yeah, I'm excited for that because I ordered that off Amazon.
And
I was just asking you guys. I already ordered it, but I was just
Yeah.
asking if I'd be all right.
I think that I think you have all the pieces you would need. Like about Klingons, and about like or if you do, you do. Like you've got all the pieces, I think, so that you'll understand the universe well enough that the
Mhm.
characters will come, right?
Cool.
Like Data's not hard to understand. He's a robot,
Yep.
right? Like
yeah.
yeah,
And I think you'll really appreciate the Borg. When
yeah.
you see the
When
Borg.
you get to 2,
They're right up your alley.
yeah.
Nice. Man, nice.
Speaking of Star Trek, though, a bit of news. I heard Jonathan Frakes might be directing a Star Trek TV series.
Oh,
I didn't
cool.
hear that.
I don't know if
That
it was
I-
one
I
of
know
those
he's-
like
I know he's transitioned to a
Zergnet things,
director.
or huh?
Yeah,
I know he's
he
transitioned to a director.
He directed.
He doesn't act
the,
too
He
much.
directed First Contact.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he knows what he's doing. Well, Insurrection too, which people don't like as much, but I don't really care.
Yeah, fuck them. No, I didn't read about that. That would be cool if he got involved. He's one of the people in that whole circle that I trust the most. So I think that would be really cool.
James is looking up right now.
I
He
am.
is.
Yeah, there's an article on Trek Today.
Somebody say something.
Fuck. I also watched this last week. Our friend Jonathan Tierston's 30th anniversary Sleepaway Camp came out on Collector's Edition, and so I watched the making of it. And watching it, you just because I've hung out with Jonathan quite a bit, I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally Jonathan, and he's lots of fun in the making of it. And then I went and listened to his commentary with Felissa Rose, who plays Angela in Sleepaway Camp. And it starts off normal, he says, oh, yeah, this is how I got an audition and blah, 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 blah. And then he goes into, like, Jonathan Tierston, where he just starts saying weird things. And Felissa Rose has known him so long. She's like, dude, you are so fucking weird. But it's cool, too, because it's a really cool commentary, too, because they also talk about their on-set romance and how they kept it going and how they would get on each other's nerves and they thought each other were cute. And so it's kind of a cute little commentary track as well. And the movie looks amazing. I mean, the first time I saw it in years was when we saw the 30th anniversary screening at Alamo, and this version of it puts it to shame. It's beautiful. And some of the effects still hold up pretty well. But it's really funny is, JT was the killer in it, and there's supposed to be this, like, silhouette of him standing in the doorway with coming in, and it's supposed to be obscured, but Blu-ray made the resolution so much you can clearly see it's Jonathan wearing a wig. And even when they were commenting, they were laughing really hard about it because you can clearly see that it's him
That's
wearing a really bad mullet wig. So
That's funny.
So it's a really fun commentary. So if you haven't, make sure you support our buddy because it also has his music video on it.
Oh, very cool.
It doesn't have Jonathan Tierston's Human Barbecue, unfortunately. but
Fucking weak.
but you can see that at Real Heroes at Denver Comic Con. We will be showing. We should probably show that episode, huh?
Yeah, if there's one of those, if you only get to play one, that should be it for sure.
Well, hopefully if we could play 2, it'd probably be that one and the Denver Comic-Con one, I think would probably...
Yeah.
But hopefully we get to play them all. But just so you know, you can also go to Denver Comic-Con and pick up your own copy of the Blu-ray DVD combo of Real Nerds Pod Show Season 1. And, Brad, why don't you tell the listeners about the special offer they get?
If you pick up the Blu-ray DVD combo pack at Denver Comic-Con from our booth, you'll get $3 off.
Nice. So how much will it cost then?
We're selling it for $15 normally, so it'll be only $12 for you.
Wow.
That's awesome. And also, I can exclusively reveal on Real Nerds Podcast right now that if you buy that with the T-shirt, $25. You
Say
get a
what?
T-shirt and the Blu-ray, $25. Wow.
That is a deal.
With great art by Brad. You know, this year is the 75th anniversary of Batman. And on our shirts, Brad has redesigned us as the Dark Knight is Brad. James plays Bane. So good of you to be here. And I am, of course, the Clown Prince of Crime. So we're really excited. The shirt looks amazing.
It's really cool.
The Clown
the design.
Prince of podcasting.
Yeah, love it. So yeah, make sure you stop by our booth. Say hi. We haven't figured out how we're going to display the stuff going on behind. It'll be a TV, a projector. We don't know yet, but you'll be able to see it for yourself. And you can record on our show, too. So any celebrities listening right now, you're like, ooh, I want a podcast to record on. Come to Real Nerds.
I'm Tom Cruise, and I'm going to be wandering
Dude,
around
if Tom
Denver,
Cruise showed up,
man.
I'd get a fucking erection.
Whoa. Oh, my goodness.
In fact, as funny
my
as I was
goodness.
driving here,
You got
Danger
an
Zone
erection?
came on.
Oh, okay.
And then I got the erection. So yeah, make sure you stop by.
That's really uncomfortable.
The last thing I watched this week is my wife is a huge fan of Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, and so Maleficent came out, and I have to
Is
say
it in
that,
some way tied to Tim Burton's?
the director of it is was the production designer or
okay.
something on that
Yeah.
one, and for the Oz. And here's the thing: the movie when Angelina Jolie as Maleficent's on there is really good.
Cool.
It's really well done. The story's cool because it's not. The story is she's a fairy, and she rules over the Moors, which is outside the kingdom in Sleeping Beauty, and so she befriends.
Isn't she in Snow White?
Who?
Yeah, but
Maleficent?
this is like before.
No, Maleficent is Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. But this is
So a little peasant boy named Stefan befriends her, and
Oh,
she
right. God damn.
boo.
Yeah, it's got it.
Boo. And so she doesn't. They don't trust humans, but then she starts trusting him, and she kind of falls in love with him over the years. And then Stefan goes away, and he comes back after they've all grown up, and the king for the kingdom is trying to overrule the Moors, the fairy creatures, and all that stuff. And Maleficent turns him away and makes him look like a fool. So his dying wish is if someone kills Maleficent, they will inherit his kingdom because he doesn't have an heir. And so, what's the guy's name from District 9? Charlotte?
Charlotte Copley.
Yeah, he plays the older Stefan, and he uses Maleficent's trust in him to... he doesn't kill her, but he takes off her wings, and so she can't fly. So she's so her trust in humans has led her to be like scorned, and that's when the movie gets really, really interesting because Angelina Jolie. I'm not joking when I say she owns this role, and it's really there's some parts that are really well done. The director though needs some work on some things because it's his first movie, and I don't know why. If I was Disney, I would not give a $200 million movie to a first-time director.
Yeah.
But then you can also get stuff like the Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But it's just, and it falters at some points. Everything with the three little fairies is horrible. And I think the rating, it's PG, really holds it back. Because they try to interject, the fairy godmothers are trying to be, oh, we're so funny. And it just comes across really lame.
Yeah.
And so even parts where Maleficent is trying to be evil, it's like, oh, there's like chains on it because they're trying to make a PG movie.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as scary as it could be, and it's not quite as violent as it should be. And then there's some rules that I don't understand. She's a super powerful fairy where she can turn a raven into a person, a raven into a wolf.
Yeah.
But she can't. A weakness of the fairies is she can't touch iron or something.
Huh.
So she's surrounded by iron at one point with Stefan, who comes and like to kill her. So I don't know if her powers are weakened by iron, but it doesn't make any sense because if I was her, I would just She like at one point she flicks her wrist and blows people away.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she just wouldn't do it anyways.
Weird.
But yeah, so there's a little inconsistency issues, and yeah, and the fairy stuff is horrible. But I mean, I was actually surprised how much it was kind of fun to watch.
Cool.
And the makeup's done by Rick Baker, and it's fucking fantastic. And it's yeah, and Angelina Jolie is really good.
Cool.
And it doesn't look like she needs to eat in that. She actually looks like, you know, healthy. When I saw Salt, I'm like, I would never believe this girl could beat anybody up. She's just like as skinny as my fucking finger.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're looking for a different movie, you know, see it. A lot of people have already seen it.
So Jonathan Frakes is making a new TV show, but you were totally like, you got my hopes real high,
Oh,
and
it's
then
not
they were
Trek.
dashed. Not only is it not Trek, it is a TV show based on Noah Wiley's The Librarian.
Just derailed the podcast.
Oh man,
No, I'm disappointed.
yeah.
I'm sure librarian.
I'm
fans
sure
are
it'll be very
happy,
well
but-
directed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure all the fans of Librarian, Curse of the Smithsonian, or whatever that thing was called.
When we want to find out what was the #1 movie in all the land, we go to Box Office Mojo and tell you the box office stats.
This is the box office stats.
Heaven is for Real came back, guys, in its 12th week of release.
Mm-hmm.
#1 at the box office.
No.
No? Did I read
No.
that wrong?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It was
I mean, if
number-
that
it was
happened,
number-
I wouldn't want that future.
It was number 10. Yeah.
X-Men Days of Future Past was the #1 movie.
Uh-huh.
Lots of money.
Right.
I mean,
But,
it's a disappointment because it only made, what, 96 million?
It didn't get the 100 it was supposed to.
110.
Oh, that's over 4 days, though. That's including
Oh,
Monday.
is it? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But,
yeah. This
yeah.
is the weekend, yeah. You're right.
So, what a disappointment.
Yeah, they should stop making those, I guess.
Nobody likes them.
The good thing is that the movie we saw, Divergent, is still hanging in there at number 14.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know. It's just, I mean, these days when a movie makes $110 million in 4 days is just a slap in the face of moviegoers.
Well, but it is the most expensive movie that Fox has ever made.
And they've already made their money back, I'm sure.
Yep.
I mean, how much has it made overseas?
It made half overseas before it was released here.
Yeah. They don't care.
It'll be fine. And they will keep making more of them.
What's it total at worldwide?
360.
Yeah, it's already made its money back.
Yep. And the
Um,
marketing budget and
Yeah.
Yeah,
now-
it's
so now
at least
gravy.
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I really hope the Spider-Man franchise can survive. It's only going to make $220 million this time, or 210, or whatever it's going to end.
Yeah.
I really hope it'll survive. You know,
Oh, man.
the 800 million worldwide.
Well, because here's the thing:
So worried.
if they don't make another one, what are they gonna make? It's all they do now is pump out their their comic book movies. Like,
Speaking of comic books, James, you have a comic book this week?
no, it's your week.
Fuck. This is a comic book you should be reading.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
Don't worry, guys. I got it. You look at me like, oh, is he going to be able to pull one out? You know how many comics I read? Fuck. I can pull a comic anywhere. I'm actually going to talk about one that's a little different, and I was actually surprised how much I really liked it. Marvel every summer has an event comic, and lately they've been meh, not really
Yeah.
that exciting. But the event comic for me is Original Sin, and it's about the Watcher, and the Watcher is this all-powerful being who watches over Earth, and in it he's assassinated by somebody, and they can't figure out who, and the Avengers go to the moon to see who killed the Watcher, and it's like it's like a mystery, and they're all picking up like brain matter and trying to figure out what shot him and who could kill him, and it has a lot of villains and heroes in it saying, well, who someone could kill the Watcher, because the Watcher in real life is like 30-something feet tall and
Yeah.
can blow out his eyeballs and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
really well done, and it's a really cool kind of murder mystery. It's interesting, and I didn't think I'd like it. I actually picked it up because I don't know why I did, to tell you the truth. I was like, I'm going to get the Marvel Original Sin because it's just a different tell. I mean, I don't think I've ever actually read a Watcher tell. I've seen him in issues, but I don't really know anything about him. I know he literally watches the Earth,
Yeah.
and he's really powerful, but I don't know what he does.
I feel like, and isn't there more than one? I thought there was more than
There
one.
is.
Yeah.
He's like the one that kills the big bald-headed one is like
Yeah.
the most known one, like a
Oh,
Roro
okay.
or something.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like UURU or something's his name.
Yeah.
I forget. But it's a really interesting tell, and it's written by Jason Aaron, who I really liked. He did a Spider-Man Wolverine crossover.
Yeah, Jason Aaron's great.
Where Spider-Man and Wolverine were in alternate realities constantly, and it turned out it was Mojo, this really obscure X-Men villain who was putting him on reality TV, and when they found out, they punched him, and he got... It was pretty funny.
They just punched him.
Yeah, because they have this huge build-up, what's wrong? Why are they going back in time? And they keep on dying in these little things, and then you find out it's just Mojo fucking with them. And also, too, the new Ultimate Spider-Man had a really interesting reveal in it.
Really?
Yeah. Peter Parker is at the end of it.
Yeah, I saw that online.
And Norman Osborn's back.
But that's all inside of Ultimate
Yeah.
Spider-Man, right?
And Norman Osborn's back.
God damn it. But he did such a good job killing Ultimate Spider-Man. And the whole sort of idea there was no, this time it's for real. This is a way where we can kill Spider-Man and make it real. And now he's back.
And make it cool.
Yeah.
And, I knew the Green Goblin was going to come back because I remember when I was reading The Death of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the panel keeps on going closer and closer to the Goblin's face, and he has a smile.
Yeah.
So you knew he was going to come back. But I don't know. It doesn't look...
Maybe it's a clone.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a real... I doubt it'd be the real Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Peter Parker from 616.
Or maybe it's girl clone of Peter Parker got a sex change.
No, she's still in that one, Spider-Woman.
Well, I'm just saying. Maybe they haven't revealed yet.
Maybe.
That, when was the last
Maybe.
time you saw her?
She's in that issue.
Oh, shit. Well, then never
Lawyered.
mind.
But so, yeah. Those are two comics.
Sweet.
Original Sin's really interesting.
Yeah, it sounds good.
The second one it came out this week. I haven't picked it up yet. But
What was the last event comic that you actually really liked before this one? That's not all the way back to Civil War, is it?
maybe.
Yeah.
That was the most interesting one. I really liked Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
I thought it was an interesting take on the villain or the heroes. But that's not Marvel.
Yeah. Well,
And was that before? I think that was before Civil War too.
I think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
I think they may. Yeah, they were close.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I remember them both happening. I just don't remember
Yeah.
because they were both early in the days of me reading comics.
I did try to read Planet Hulk and I lost interest.
Oh, I remember that.
Man, now you have me really thinking about the. Oh, I really like Secret Invasion actually.
Oh yeah, that was afterwards. Yeah.
I think Secret Invasion was pretty cool. Yeah, it's another mystery one. I think it's interesting when they
The
take
ideas of Secret Invasion were really awesome.
Yeah, I think that they make it a mystery. You don't really know who killed him is kind of interesting, and we'll see if it pays off. I mean, it's 8 issues long, and they're doing 2 a month, so it'll be really quick.
Cool.
So we'll see. The art's really good.
Who is it? Mick Niven?
Mike Diodato.
Oh, okay.
Diodato.
Diodaro.
It's like
Diodato.
Deodato. Diodato.
Yeah.
He did Amazing Spider-Man for a while. He's really good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. This week, this went by fast, huh?
Yeah, no, we are blowing through this.
Not that exciting this week. This week, we went and saw A Million Ways to Die in the West. Brad, should people go see A Million Ways to Die in the West?
It's a bit long, but I think it's still funny. So,
James?
Huh. Yeah, no, I'm only hesitating because of what Brad said. No, I think this movie's really funny, and I don't even like Family Guy, but I thought it was great.
Yeah. Do you have to rush out and see it? Probably not. You can probably rent it. It's different. I mean, you don't see very many Western comedies besides Blazing Saddles.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to see something funny and kind of lighten the mood, and you're in the mood of something different than superheroes.
Yeah. I think there were some really, really smart jokes in that movie that
I do too.
Really took me by surprise. So I think it's worth it.
Cool. So here's a trailer for A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Now you put that under your pillow and the tooth fairy will leave you a penny. There ain't no tooth fairy, idiot. Now clean up that horse shit.
Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
The American frontier in 1882 is a terrible place in time.
Oh, hey, look, it's the ice. Why is it so big?
So it doesn't melt. It's actually really interesting how they do it.
Ah! Ah! That went south so fast! Ah!
There are a million ways to die in the West. Outlaws, hungry animals, diseases. You know cholera?
The black shit.
The black shit.
Ouch! That came out of my penis.
I would like to welcome a new member to our community.
Welcome to our awesome town.
What's with this fair?
Every year, people die.
Really?
Everybody hold still.
Hold still!
People die at the fair.
People die at the fair.
Somebody in this town is going to die.
My God, somebody's gonna get fucked up.
Please don't shoot us on sex night.
You beat this guy at a gunfight, you're gonna be a real hero.
I've never actually fired a gun before.
I'm gonna teach you how to shoot.
This is my first vagina.
You've never seen one?
Oh, I feel like I should have a piece of cake or something.
Yeah.
It's that right there, right?
Oh, yeah, it's this. It's like from here to here.
Oh.
But that's just the outside. There's these folds.
Okay, I'm gonna close the Bible now.
I know you're here, Stark.
Watch and learn.
You really do have a death wish, don't you?
Oh, wait. Look at this. Look at our shadows. We barely know each other, but hey, when it's right, huh? I'll give you a little tap on the hat when I'm good to go, okay?
What the?
A million ways to die in the West.
Basically, Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy plays a guy named Albert who's a sheep farmer in, is it Arizona?
Yeah.
Arizona territory in 1882. 85?
Whenever.
Whenever.
No, it's got to be
In the
85, yeah.
In the
It's got to be
1800s.
1885, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Back to the Future.
Because of Back to the Future.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, Back to the Future, but I think it says 1882.
Yeah,
I think
you might be
I think you're right.
Whatever.
I thought
But,
it said
hey, Doc could go
1882.
back more than once, right, guys?
I'm just saying he's fucking with the timeline, man.
Yeah, the only thing bummer is I saw that in a trailer, so it
Yeah.
Really?
ruined that cameo.
Well,
yeah.
it was a TV spot.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a
Why
great
would you
cameo,
reveal
though.
that? Yeah, that's really good.
And he even says a line. He says, "Oh, it's a weather."
Yeah. It's a weather experiment.
And then I love the transition. It actually played the Back to the Future theme
Yeah.
in the transition.
Yeah.
It was really sweet.
yeah, they did that well. I didn't know it was coming, so I thought it was great.
But anyways, he plays a sheep farmer named Albert who's really timid. He gets mixed up with the wrong kind of people, and he's involved in a couple duels. And Liam Neeson plays Clinch, who is the most feared killer in the West or the territory.
Yeah.
And as he goes through town, Charlize Theron is supposed to stay there, who's his wife, and she teaches Seth MacFarlane how to shoot a gun.
It's I mean, you're right. I do think it's probably kind of long. The thing I kind of wish it did more of is sort of poke fun at westerns in general, right? Like there weren't a lot of jokes that you would only get if you'd seen a lot of westerns in your life.
Yeah,
there were some.
and it was interesting too because it was like him and Charlize Theron were in on this joke that they're from like our time,
Exactly.
and they said, "Hey, this is in 1800s. This sucks," and things like that.
Right.
But
Which that aspect of it is really cool, and that's kind of why I wanted them to pay homage to westerns a bit more. I was sort of expecting more cameos from very specific, more cameos that were very western specific, right? Like there's a lot of weird cameos, like when Ryan Reynolds shows up and gets
Ryan
shot.
Reynolds is my favorite cameo.
Yeah,
he just
Shows up, has no lines.
he has no lines, gets shot, and
Yeah.
it's just fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a scene that's funny. Maybe the ice is dropping on people that we're going to play for you right now.
We live in a terrible place and time. The American West is a disgusting, awful, dirty, dangerous place. Look around you. Everything out here that's not you wants to kill you. Outlaws, angry drunk people, scorned hookers, hungry animals, diseases, major and minor injuries, Indians, the weather. You can get killed just going to the bathroom. See those guys over there? The guys who work in the silver mines? See what they're eating? Ribs doused in hot sauce. They eat hot, spicy foods every meal of the day. You know why? Because their palates are so completely dulled from inhaling poison gas 12 hours a day down in the mines. That's all they can taste. You know what that kind of diet does to your guts? They literally die from their own farts.
Yeah, I mean the movie's fun.
It wasn't like as crack up of a movie as Ted was. I will say.
Yeah,
that.
it's a little more of a.
And the story's very loose. Like it's a lot of
right.
Like it's a series of gags, and then there's like these threads of this story that kind of finishes at the end.
Yeah, I mean because it is definitely more of a Family Guy episode kind of movie.
Ted had more of a story, like, and a character arc.
Right.
And this one is just kind of like, hey, here we're poking fun at the West here. Here's a anachronistic joke, and then here's for a while.
Dude, Runaway Slaves.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. Like, there's just brilliant moments like that.
I guess there's a part where they're at a shooting gallery called Runaway Slaves.
With these like super Samo, horrible,
super racist. But my favorite was the smiling slave with a big piece of watermelon
logo,
and then the logo. It's horrible, but it's funny at the same time because I don't know.
That's how people were back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, and Neil Patrick Harris, I actually think kind of steals the movie a little bit. I think he's pretty funny.
When he's in it, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's in the trailer where he's like, oh, no, he didn't. But that whole little scene where he's talking about, I mean, they're really corny jokes.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
he pulls them off.
He pulls it off so well.
Yeah.
And is a really funny guy. And, you know, obviously he's the bad guy because has a mustache and just goofy.
No.
Ralph Garman's in it a little bit. It's kind of fun seeing him.
Yeah.
That guy's the English teacher. Because his line was, I took a fucking half day for this. Someone better die. And there's just some fun little down moments. I'm always a big fan of comedies. I mean, I like the big jokes and stuff, but I'm more of a fan of suave kind of dialogue and how, you know, stuff you might miss throughout the movie. I mean, even when Albert runs away and he's in the canyon, he's like, "How the fuck do you build a fire?" And he gets like, knocked out.
Just hit with a rock.
Like something like totally stupid, and he's unprepared for it.
You want to get you some horse?
Yeah, maybe a cow,
right?
Or even his,
like a guy to do that.
His dad, when he farts, he's like, "Ow!"
That came out of my dick.
Yeah, just
you get the fart needles again, Dad.
They're just really goofy.
Albert, no more friends. Yeah.
What'd you do today? What was it? Sorry.
Well, even lines where he comes in and his parents are sitting down, he's like, "Why don't you two switch seats every once in a while?"
Fuck off,
because they're always in the same seat. And
where's your dad? Always burying himself next to my mom up on the hill.
Oh man!
And it's cool seeing Charlize Theron kind of be fun.
Yeah.
You know, I love seeing actors like that. Amanda Seyfried, you could have anybody in that role. She really didn't do anything in the movie.
Yeah, it's too bad. Because I think she's really talented, but here she doesn't really do much. No. Well, she sucks on his mustache at one point. That was pretty good.
While he masturbates.
Yeah, people think I'm important. Oh, my social status matters.
Just goofy things. And then, you know, Django makes an appearance at the end.
See, that's what I was expecting more stuff like that, you know, because if you were going to make like a modern Blazing Saddles, I think some of how you do that is you get, you know, Clint Eastwood to show up at one point. You get, you know, Gene Hackman, somebody like that. And they pay homage to some of the little things, but
the title card was totally, the opening was definitely Westerny.
The music is pretty awesome, I think. Like it, throws back to a lot of the old music and all that. Like, I think it's CG, but it kind of looks like a matte painting. Unless, I mean, they were on locations, but I really kind of doubt that they spent the money to go shoot at dawn at the what do they call it? The Mittens, right? The ones in Monument Valley, right? Stuff like that, where I'm just sure it's probably just a really good CG sort of matte. But it looks cool. Like it harkens back to the old sort of Gone with the Wind kind of mats. But like then, you know, the way he defeats Liam Neeson doesn't really tie in with. I mean, it's neat, but it's not like a really funny, brilliant play on westerns or anything like that. Liam Neeson's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I was gonna say he plays it really straight, and he's actually a pretty good villain. I mean,
totally.
Everybody else is kind of goofy and having fun, and he doesn't even lose his accent in this. He just plays it completely straight. And
he's just like, no, I'm here to fuck everything up.
I mean, he does get a daisy up his butt, but
it's probably not even his butt. He's like, no, I'm too serious for this.
A butt double.
Get a butt double.
I don't know. I mean, he's pretty goofy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in that.
If you were going to get paid to have Charlize Theron put a daisy up your butt,
I'd do it.
Yeah.
Would she actually tickle my butthole a little bit? That'd be awesome.
Whoa.
But
no, Ryan, just be still.
I can't. It feels so
You're
good.
unconscious.
one of my favorite little bits too is there's a part where after he meets Anna, Charlize Theron's character, and they're coming out or walking out of the saloon, and he's like, "There's the mayor. He's been dead for 3 days,
Yes,
and no one
that's
even
it.
cares.
Oh.
No one even cares."
They didn't even appoint a temporary mayor.
There hasn't been an investigation. Oh, good. The wolves are at least dragging his body away.
I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
I love Seth MacFarlane, but I don't know if he's like a leading guy kind of person. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think he's got the charisma and the timing for it. I think it might just not be this role, right? Because you remember that Ted, that's him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a very
but
talented
it's just whether
voice
or not.
actor.
Yeah, I think his face doesn't necessarily do it, but his comedic timing, the way he delivers the lines, is great. If you switched him out for somebody else, I don't think it would have been as funny. You might have cared more, but I didn't really need to care about the dude that was like pitiful.
Yeah, I agree. I guess it's hard though to be kind of the straight guy in those movies. I mean, he has a lot of goofy lines in it, but it's more of what people are doing around you,
right, that
will define the movie.
Yeah, every time that somebody dies around him.
Yeah, the long running the wrong running joke of people smiling in the camera, and he finds it for
it's those
her.
observations about the Old West that were really entertaining.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That was the stuff that I wanted more of. Right, it was the jokes about oh man, he's smiling in his photo, and I hear he's not a psychopath.
Or even Giovanni Ribisi's character, where he's meeting his girlfriend, and she's a whore,
right?
But they won't sleep with each other because they're good Christian people. And
Ruth, let's fuck. Okay. Oh man, yeah, that whole joke was pretty good.
Yeah, you always worry about jokes like that being played out, but for some reason it always worked. I think it's because the actors who do it.
Yeah, I usually don't like Sarah Silverman, but I thought she was really good in this.
Oh, yeah.
Not even in Wreck-It Ralph?
I like her in Wreck-It Ralph. You're cheating. When I have to see her,
yeah, I showed him.
When I have to see her and it relies on her being funny and not having the voice of an adorable child, that's when I don't like her very much.
I forget the name of the movie. It's the one with Seth Rogen and Michelle Williams. Something last year. She's completely naked in it.
Huh?
What was it called? Fuck. It's really boring.
Seth Rogen.
So for that part, apparently.
And Vanessa Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa Williams?
No, Vanessa. What's the
Michelle Williams?
Michelle Williams. I was going to say Heath Ledger's girlfriend.
I remember us talking about
Is
this.
that bad that he died 6 years ago and that's the only thing I remember her for?
I'm sure he's still in her heart.
Yep.
And you remember her for being in a movie with naked Sarah Silverman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Next week we're seeing Edge of Tomorrow, which is actually getting really good reviews. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the stuff that's been coming out, but it's been getting really good reviews.
Good. I want a good sci-fi.
Me too. And it looks interesting. They, I've been reading a lot of reviews that say, they're worried because it seems, that live, die, repeat, where you're just constantly doing things over and over again seems bad. But I've been reading that it's like a sci-fi Groundhog Day, where it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it seems very Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, where he, I guess, eventually he starts learning and he kind of turns the tables and.
Spoilers.
It's
not the same movie. It's not the same 10 minutes. Like 12 times.
Which is weird. I think you watch the trailers for it, and it's like they don't know how to sell it.
Yeah, oh, totally.
They're like, oh, this is Tom Cruise running in a big suit.
Yeah.
Cool.
We swear there will be action scenes. We just can't show them because they're too much spoilery.
I wonder how. I wonder if you could get away with showing people a 10-minute movie on a loop, like billing it as a Groundhog thing, but actually just showing the same exact 10 minutes over and over until. See how long it would take them to get up and leave. It'd be fun.
I don't know. Vantage Point was close enough for me.
Yeah, that movie's not very good. It's cool though.
Seems
I've been
like a good idea.
Following on Twitter, Tom Cruise keeps on dropping by like premieres of that movie just randomly. Yeah, doing like selfies with the crowd and stuff.
Does he not go to premieres of his movies?
He does. I think he has a stigma that he's not cool, but I don't think he's not cool. You know what I mean? Like everyone talks. There's like rumors that he's a jerk, but every time I see stuff with him, he seems like he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So I think people are buttheads.
People are buttheads. Yeah.
They want what they can't have, and that's the ability to run and look really cool. I remember in Mission Impossible where he puts like the bandana over his mouth too because of the sandstorm. And
Yeah,
he's
and then he
running and
runs.
jumping on cars and stuff. Fuck,
Yeah.
I love Tom Cruise.
Oh man, I love running. Not for me.
People don't like Tom Cruise are assholes. Fuck you, like Tom Cruise.
See you next week, assholes.
Bye. Especially
Bye.
that fucking dick who unfriended us. What an asshole.
He's dead, Ryan. God.
Just kidding. Bye.
Bye.
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find him on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.